Hi guys, this is Aegis, and I've downloaded this replay for the reason that this player has one of the most underappreciated groups of food as his name, NEXIceCream. This is definitely a food group that you need to have a taste of. NEXIceCream is apparently from the Chinese server, so on the other side we do have NEXline. He's not a food group, so we'll go back and focus on our ice cream friend over here. I wonder what flavor he's gonna bring to this game. I wonder if there's a cheese flavor of ice cream, but it looks like not. He's going everything standard so far. And our Zerg player is over here, gonna be making some drones, of course. And ice cream, of course, one of the best food groups out there. Looks like an extractor trick has been performed. Yeah, an extractor trick, and we got a bunch of Korean and 3 dots over here. So I wonder if NEXIceCream is Korean. Well, I don't know too much about the team Nex, so if someone wants to correct anything I just said, go ahead and do it below. Unless it's about ice cream being a food group. It is a food group. We've got here the barracks coming up for NEXIceCream. And in fact, ice cream is part of one of the most important food groups. So the barracks will be walling this area off. One more supply depot will completely seal this area. We'll see if he decides to go for any sort of fast expand build. I still don't see a gas from NEXIceCream, so he may be going for that fast command center. He is at 15 food already. On the other side, NEXline is going for his pool gas, pool gas build first. And then he will be grabbing his expansion right now. Gonna make sure he gets a pretty fast expansion behind the back of that pool and gas build. He will be able to get that Zergling speed up relatively quickly. And our Terran player over here is finishing off the wall. He's got a Marine sort of trapped outside. He's gonna be going on patrol. We hope he survives. Over here he does have his orbital command now, racking up the minerals necessary to throw down his expansion command center. Should be doing that real soon. We've got NEXline performing yet another extractor trick to be able to get to a 19 food out of 18. I haven't seen that done ever, actually. He's got a couple of Zerglings out on the field. We'll be advancing across, and we'll be coming over here, meeting up with these 2 Marines. We'll see if they're able to take those on. We've got the command center coming up for NEXIceCream as well. Zerglings now splitting up into groups are going to be scouting out the map. I wonder if he's seen. No, he has not seen his opponent yet. So here the Zerglings come. They will meet up with these Marines. One of them does get taken out. He's the unlucky Zergling. The 2 Zerglings are going to be able to back up out of here. Command center is about halfway complete. Our Zerg player's natural hatch just finished, and he has Zergling speed on the way, as well as his first queen. Zerglings are going to be spotting over here to just check out the move out time as soon as NEXIceCream is ready for that. They are also going to be poking up here and seeing what's going on, and the Marines are going to be doing some micro action. More barracks are on the way for NEXIceCream. He does have the 2 gas now finishing up, and a second queen has been coming out onto the field as well. There's the second queen. Third queen is also on the way. She's about to finish up. We'll be able to start spreading the creep quite aggressively. NEXIceCream now morphing his command center into an orbital command. A couple of SCVs now transferring over. We have a tech lab also on the way. We'll see what he decides to do with the remainder of the gas that he's collected. He does have enough for a factory, so we'll see when he decides to throw that down. He does have a bunker at the front with an idle SCV. Bunker is empty, and on the other side, NEXIceCream or NEXline is making a ton of drones. We'll see when he decides to take that 3rd base. 6 more drones on the way. Another gas getting taken now. 3 queens out on the field. Going to be spreading those creep tumors relatively quickly across the field. Zergling's going to be poking in here, and the factory has been spotted, and it is on the way. He is going to be walling off this area with this factory. A 3rd gas is coming up for NEXIceCream. He's got another supply depot coming up in his main. He needs to maybe get some spotting over here just in case of any sort of overlord dropping, but I don't see this happening in this game just because of the position that these two players are in. Maybe a drop through this side could work if he does decide to do something like that. Factory is about to finish. Bunker has been loaded up. A couple of Marines are still in production. We've got the reactor and another 2 reactors on the way. Factory is now going to be grabbing a reactor. The starport is coming up as well. 16 Zerglings in production. 4 NEXline is scan going down, seeing the Baneling's nest. The Zerglings are spawning out here, going to be running out across the map. He's got a couple more Zerglings over here. More bunkers getting thrown up, so he's suspecting some sort of Baneling bust. And the Zerglings are going to be coming in here. They do get a wrap around all of the Marines. Those Marines are quickly going to get taken out. SCV is getting pulled off the line, going to be running in here. There's just that one bunker. The Zerglings are just going to be running by, see how much damage they can do in the main. All of these Zerglings are going to be able to clean up these reactors. Those did take a long time to build, so the Marines are going to have quite a bit of work to do. Oh no, and the Marines get trapped outside of the bunkers, and they do get taken out. The starport is going to be switching over here. The SCV is now engaging the Zerglings, going to be losing a ton of those SCVs. The Marines are now spawning out. Does lose one of those reactors. The Zerglings now cleaning up all of the SCVs from the natural expansion. NEXIceCream losing a ton of units in that exchange. Now down to half the food of NEXline. He's going to lose a couple more SCVs over here, trying to get those 2 Marines in a good position to be able to clean those Zerglings up, and those Marines may get taken out over here. The 2 Zerglings over here trying to surround that last Marine. 1 Zergling left over here. Couple of bunkers just kind of hanging out. More Marines trying to get produced right now, but NEXIceCream is in a lot of trouble. NEXline is in such a great position. He can easily pull back and do whatever the heck he wants. He's got his Spire on the way. His creep spread is now creeping towards that Xel'Naga watchtower. He's got the Queens out on the field. He also does not have the rocks. Oh yeah, this is the TSL version of Taldarim altar, so there are no rocks over here, so he can easily take another base. Baneling speed is now complete. He's got a totally oversaturated second base. Marines are now on the field. The bunkers did get salvaged, and 2 medevacs are also going to be joining that Marine army. And no second reactor coming back up. There is another barracks on the way. Does not want to risk the time in building another barracks. He does have an engineering bay out on the field. The medevacs look like they may be going for some sort of drop play. No, it looks like the Marines are going to be advancing across the field. Not sure if I like this. If there are still Zerglings out on the field, they will be able to take care of those Marines very, very easily. And the Marines have secured the watchtower, but Mutalisks, more Zerglings are on the way. 4 Banelings also coming out onto the field. There is a 3rd base getting hidden by NEXline in this corner. He needs to transfer some drones, maybe make a quick 4th base. There is an Overlord over here going to get taken out. NEXIceCream is a little bit closer back in the food count, but he's just not got the SCV saturation. Unlike NEXline, he doesn't have the ability to grab his 3rd base yet. He's got only the 4th gas coming up just now. A 4th base getting taken by NEXline, and drones transferring over to the 3rd base. And the +1 melee attacks finishing up. Drones transferring over to the natural expansion as well. He has plenty of Zerglings and Banelings to deal with any sort of attack. The Marines and the medevacs are being drawn to the rear side by the Mutalisks. Also forcing the stim packs getting used to be able to use up the energy of those medevacs. NEXline is in such a great position to eat this ice cream right now. So we've got the Siege Tanks out on the field and the Siege Tech on the way. A couple more supply depots going to be walling this area off a little bit more. The Marines getting into position. More Mutalisks joining the flock. Going to be doing additional damage just by preventing the Terran player from ever moving out. If he does decide to move out, he could lose his entire base. We've got the Marines all parked in the backside, and here come the Mutalisks through the side. They're going to be trying to take out this missile turret over here and maybe do some additional damage to the SCV line, and the SCVs are all running for their lives. And the Marines, where are they? The Marines are leaving for an attack, so the Mutalisks are free to do however much damage they please. And here comes the Zerg army. There's a couple of Zerglings, some Banelings, and here comes the push. He does have the siege tech up and ready to go. He's going to be sieging up his tanks over here. The Mutalisks and the Zerglings actually swinging around to do a counterattack. There's not much over here for NEXIceCream. He is going to be trying to push into this natural expansion of NEXline, and here comes the Zerglings and the Mutalisks. Looks like some Zerglings did get splattered by that Sea Shank, and here comes the surround on the backside by the Mutalisks and the Zerglings, but it does look like those Sea Shanks and the Marines were in a good position to be able to clean that up. NEXline is still ahead, 40 food. He's got plenty of Banelings now morphing up. He's got the +1 melee attacks, so those Banelings do additional damage. The Banelings nest also finishing up the centrifugal hooks, gonna make it that much easier to connect the Banelings with the bio forces when they are on creep. And here comes the Mutalisks and the Banelings gonna be rolling forward. The Mutalisks also joining this battle. Looks like all the Banelings have gotten taken care of, but the Mutacloud is still present. The Marines getting a little bit stimmed over there, are gonna get healed back up by the medevacs, and here comes the Banelings trying to get morphed, and here are the Mutalisks trying to deal with those Marines, and the Banelings spawning out, going to be rolling forward, killing off most of those Marines, but the Muta count has declined by quite a bit. 22 Zerglings in the production queue, more Mutalisks, more Banelings on the way. Looks like this hatch has been denied mining. The Mutalisks coming over here going to try to clean up these Sea Shanks, and the Marines coming back to save the day. There's almost a 1-to-1 ratio of Medevacs and Marines going to be able to clean up, save those Marines all that easier. We've got a Queen getting splattered over here. The Mutalisks coming through the backside, going to be doing some damage to the reinforcing units, but they're flying right over those Marines, and NEXIceCream actually looking in a pretty good position. NEXline doesn't have much of a response to this, and finally here come the Banelings and the Zerglings going to be rolling forward, but the Sea Shanks still in a pretty good position. Here come the Mutalisks going to be cleaning up one more Sea Shank. NEXIceCream needs to reinforce this once again, try to get more Marines into this mix of units, and the Marines getting picked up, and the Zerglings targeting down the Sea Shanks. The Mutalisks also out on the field, the Marines getting dropped down. Zerglings, Mutalisks getting cleaned up, more Banelings out on the field. There's still one Sea Shank down under here somewhere. It doesn't have much health left, and here comes the Terran reinforcements. Zerglings and Banelings, Mutalisks rolling forward that Sea Shank, dealing tons of damage to those Banelings. One more Sea Shank now joining the field, but it does quickly get cleaned up by the Mutalisks. The Marines getting bounced back out of those medevacs once again. More Marines pouring into the field of play, and there's the Spire finishing up the +2 attack for the Mutalisks. And here come the Marines, going to be coming in here, maybe clean up yet another Queen. The two Queens and the Mutalisks trying to do as much damage as possible. Going to be taking out the Spire as well. So those Marines doing tons of damage. Another Sea Shank now sieging up on the low ground. This hatch is about to go down. NEXIceCream actually doing a really good job of doing a lot of damage here. The Mutalisks trying to come through the backside, clean up these Marines and tanks. There's a tank milling around in the backside. There's that Queen gonna get splattered over here. And it looks like NEXIceCream is in a very, very strong position, 100 food to 116. It's been this way for nearly the entire latter half of this game so far. The Overlords over here going to be able to get cleaned up by NEXIceCream. Now NEXline is under supply, and he's just got 64 Zerglings somewhere. Looks like they will be trying to come over here and clean up the reinforcements. NEXIceCream's got to notice this and try to deal with those Zerglings. We've got his units going to continue pushing into the main over here. Looks like the drones are going to be joining in the battle. Oh no, looks like all the units are on move command. Stimpack going down, and the Sea Shank is surrounded, and all the Marines getting picked up. and maybe dropped again. The medevacs are going to be retreating out of here for the moment. NEXIceCream got a couple of Marines over there, are going to get surrounded by NEXline. All the Zerglings now pouring out, going to be doing tons of damage. Looks like the Marines and the Sea Shanks are still streaming across the map. We've got the Marines getting dropped out of those medevacs right now, and the medevacs are completely empty except for this one Marine getting dropped. And it looks like NEXline has stabilized for the moment. He does have plenty of Zerglings and 2 Mutalisks out on the field. He does have his 3rd base mining. His 4th base is mining as well. NEXIceCream looking like he wants to secure an extra base. His main is mining out. His natural is also mined out. He's got more Sea Shanks on the way. This may be his final push. He's got a drop going to be flying over to NEXline's base. We'll see how much damage that is able to do. NEXline looks like he's a little bit unsure of what to do right now, trying to make more Mutalisks to join the flock. More Banelings getting morphed. He may be going for that final attack right now. NEXIceCream now floating out his command center from his natural base to be able to take his 3rd. And here comes his push. He's got a couple of Marines, got 2 Sea Shanks. He's done a pretty good job of hanging in there despite being so far behind. Those medevacs and the Marines actually doing most of the work. We've got over here NEXline taking yet another base. The Mutalisks chilling in the middle of the map. The Sea Shanks now sieging up once again on the low ground. We've got the Marines now advancing forward. Where are those Zerglings and Banelings? We got the drop in the rear side. Looks like that will get cleaned up very easily. That medevac also going down, but that did give NEXIceCream a good chance to secure a good position over here. He does have his Sea Shanks now sieged up on the low ground. A medevac also spotting the high ground. All the Mutalisks going to be streaming forth to try to cut off any sort of reinforcements and maybe pick off this 3rd base. Is a little bit off position there because of that burrowed Zergling. Look like a ton of SCVs getting all taken out. Looks like this will be NEXIceCream's last chance to take this game. He is taking out one of the overlords over there. The Zerglings and Banelings chilling inside the main. And here come the Mutalisks going to be rejoining this Zerg army for the final confrontation. The Marines going to be taking out that hatch very easily. Going to be advancing forward into the main. The Sea Shanks are not sieged up. And here come the Banelings and Zerglings going to be attacking into this Terran army. The Banelings doing a lot of damage, and there's not too many Marines left. Looks like NEXline is going to be able to clean up this army and take this game, losing both of those medevacs, and the Zerglings going to be surrounding this orbital command, going to be doing tons of damage. It looks like quite a big army actually left over for NEXIceCream. The lift on the command center is going to be able to drop it in the right position. So this game is still not quite over yet. The Marines are over here going to be able to deal with those Mutalisks very easily, but there are Banelings morphing over here. It's just going to depend on if NEXIceCream can micro effectively. That's 146 food to the 65 food of NEXIceCream. And here comes the Zerglings and the Banelings now advancing forward, going to be able to clean up a ton of those Marines. The Marines trying to shoot those Banelings down. Banelings rolling after those Marines. And NEXIceCream taking the chance to advertise once again. Have fun, he says. GG. And this game does go to NEXline. He eats his ice cream, finishes off his food group for the day. And this is Aegis. If you do like what you see here, please do subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.